We have a bit of a change of scenery today, and that is because I'm going to be setting up my iPad. So you guys saw me unbox this in a previous video, and I said that I was waiting for the case to arrive, and that arrived today while I was out at lunch, so I'm going to be putting everything together. It's exciting. Let's set up the iPad first, and then we'll open up the case, because that just sounds like fun. I still can't get over how pretty this is. I really hope that the Logitech case I bought will allow me to use, like, the Paperwhite, that's the Kindle, the Papermate screen protector, because I've heard that it really helps in terms of getting used to writing on a screen. I just want to like put the case on first before doing any of that, because I want to make sure that like it doesn't affect the edges. I've heard some people say that the Logitech case like pushes up on the edges, and that's why it's not a good one for anyone who uses a Papermate. Papermate. Let's do the thing again. Are you gonna do the thing? Oh, I love. There's something about opening, like turning on new devices that is just so much fun. It says hello! Let's do this together. We're gonna select English, and then region, Singapore, setting language. Even though it's Singapore, I always switch it to not the UK English, because people might be able to tell from the accent, US English. Shot, because that would be a much easier way of showing you exactly what we're doing. Okay, this is as decent of a shot as I can get, which is not a super decent shot, but this is like the best I can do, considering how my couch and my tripod are. So you're just gonna watch me set things up from here. You hear my device? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna continue setting up from my phone. Okay. Keep this iPad near the phone while setting up, that's fine. I just keep looking back to make sure that I'm doing things actually in frame. Touch ID, okay. Finger's not big enough. Ugh, later. I don't want to use my other finger right now. Yay! I'm just running a backup on my phone right now to make sure that I can transfer everything over. Should be fine. Okay. While this is backing up and I'm waiting on my iPad, let's open up my case. This is the Logitech case, which I really hope this is the right decision to make because I got it on sale. So we'll see. Okay, that backup was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. So let's go into this. A lot of the apps that I have on my phone I'm not going to keep on my iPad. I'm going to delete like a bunch of them from here. Okay, while my iPad is updating, let's open the Combo Touch, which it has this little pulley tab here. So you can just pull it out. There's a crying kid. I don't know why there's a crying kid. I don't even know if here has a kid. And this is what it looks like. Ooh, okay, it does feel really nice. I do like these keys. Hopefully did make the right decision. So this is the bottom of it, and this is detachable from the main case itself. This connects to the case, and then that's just how it connects. So there doesn't need to be a Bluetooth or anything. It can just be that. I was gifted the Apple Pencil by my friend who works at Apple, and I am sort of still wondering if I should get the Logitech pen because it doesn't need Bluetooth, and I can just turn it on and go. But since I have this, I don't think I will. And then this is the case itself. So it feels really nice. It's really sturdy, and that's one of the things I really like. It's a hard case, and then if you pull this open, this is like the stand thing. You can like open pretty wide. I think it can still go further. Oh, and there's a magnet to keep it down. That's smart. That makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Volume buttons. Making sure it lines up with these volume buttons. Yep. And we're going to try and slide this in. So, okay, I can see what people mean when they say that this is a Bluetooth, right? It slid in. Yeah. Ah! No! Did it undo? Oh, okay. Okay, we're going to fold up in the case because the iPad is telling me that it's not set up. I turned the camera off for a few seconds, but this is just to let you know that it is indeed updating as it needs to. And I'm just gonna watch YouTube on my phone. in the meantime, okay, it's finally actually done. And I know because my board and space just popped up on my iPad. A couple things. Number one, we're gonna change the background, and then we're gonna actually let's run through all the apps first, and then we'll change the background. Or do I want to change the background first? I don't know. Let's change my background. I'm just setting it to a photo I took at the Earth Store first, and then we'll go through the apps. My camera battery died, but I removed a bunch of things. I keep having to remember that there's no Face ID on this, and it's just Touch ID. Okay, I'm gonna try and move some stuff around for a little bit and see how I feel about like just configurations and stuff. So I have done like some moving of stuff around. I'm not quite done yet, but I've moved everything onto like the main page, and I'm going to try and fit this into the case now. And then I have to head out for a party with my colleagues, and then I will come back and do more either tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on what time I get home tonight. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of late. I'm very happy with this so far. Okay, so we're going to try and fit this into the case. I know this is the top. I'm just going to do upside down just so it's easier. Okay, let's see what people mean and see what's good. I'm having a bit of trouble getting this in. I don't want to push it too hard. So I heard someone say that if you leave the case in the sun for a little bit, I don't want to push it too hard. So I heard someone say that if you leave the case in the sun for a little bit, it'll loosen up a little bit because it's rubber. So I might do that and then just put it in the case later. So I'm going to leave this on my bed where it's going to be protected. If not, I will use my hairdryer to kind of like loosen it up just a little bit so I can get the iPad in safely. I do really like this Logitech case, but I have to admit that seeing my nails like this, like seeing that for my nails, like can you see that bit of blood? That is from trying to take the case off, which I am admittedly really not a fan of. I had to use the hairdryer quite a bit, and I did have to force this out. I was worried at one point that I might accidentally bend the screen because I noticed a little bit of warping, but everything looks fine. I checked the screen. It looks okay. I understand why people don't like this case because it is really tight. And it seems to be like, not everyone has this issue. Every few people has this issue. I understand why, like, removing fingernails is fun because this hurts. So at this point, I've had the iPad for a few days. Honestly, it's not going to sound super exciting, but what I've mostly been using it for is like what you saw earlier, which is playing games. Good Pizza, Great Pizza on the iPad is so much easier to play than on my phone because like I can use the stylus and everything, so I've been playing a lot of that. I went from day 13 to 32 now, I think, so I've played a lot of this. Okay, so while I put this on, let's talk about my experience with the iPad so far, which is that I'm really liking it. I have done a little more organization, and I can show you guys that once everything is like fully for this case, and I want to see how much it affects the writing experience. To be perfectly honest, I've not had much issues with writing on the screen so far. I do notice that sometimes the stylus is a little finicky, but I have, for the most part, had very few issues with writing experience in general. I am really liking it. I've played around a little bit with LumaFusion, which I did some research on, and a lot of people saying that it was probably one of the best editing softwares. I really like it so far. I honestly just like how it works. I'm familiar with a lot of editing softwares. I've used Premiere, I've used Final Cut, I've used iMovie, Windows Movie Maker is what I started with. I've done CapCut and stuff like that. So I'm quite familiar with like editing softwares, and I really like it so far. I've just started editing my resignation video. Okay, my camera battery died. I've gotten this part down, and so I think I am good to put the next layer, or the rest of it, which is peeling off number 2. And letting it pushing out the air bubbles. Okay, everything is good now. I was able to get that little air bubble out. It already feels really different having this on versus like just the normal screen. So we're gonna put this back in the case and then see how I like it. I am annoyed at the fact that I can't get all the air bubbles out, but you know what? I think it's fine. I'm gonna learn to live with it. I like redid this about 4 times, and I'm worried that if I redo it anymore, it's just gonna lose the stickiness, so I'm gonna live with it. I don't like it, but I'm gonna live with it. Also, you know what else is really annoying? I realized I can actually put this on without needing to take the case off. Do it that way instead of struggling with the case, because that was not worth struggling with the case. I can show you a little bit of how I am organizing my iPad now. What's exactly on my iPad, but this is just my main screen. This is the same wallpaper that I use for like my lock screen. I just have like my battery percentages here just so I have them at a quick glance. And then in productivity, I have these like main apps here first, and then I have these. I might move that around because I don't know how I feel about having them together. For games, I just have this folder of games that I usually play. I've organized these by sort of orientation, but if we're really sorting by orientation, this should be here. And then I have streaming. I don't have Apple TV, but I'm keeping this here for now because I'm thinking of maybe getting it, but we'll see. And then I have like my most used apps down here, which this is probably going to expand because I think I'm going to put Procreate and LumaFusion there. So I have my content folder, which is, this is just like my planning stuff, my sort of editing stuff, but this is mostly like planning stuff. And then this is where I have all my editing stuff. I've kept iMovie on here for now, but I may delete that. I have CapCut and VN, the captions, but I think right now VN is
free for captions, and CapCut requires me to pay. Also, CapCut has started doing watermarks, so I'm probably not going to use CapCut anymore, but I have LumaFusion here and I have Procreate here for thumbnails. And then I have social networking, which is just like some basic stuff. And then like social media, which I might honestly delete TikTok from here because I don't think I'll ever watch it on my iPad, but it's here for now. And I have Pinterest, even though I don't really use it. I need to get rid of X actually, but I need to go and like get my account properly removed, and then I'll probably maybe join Blue Sky. I don't know. And then lastly, I have like a reading page. So this is Fable, which I am kind of getting the hang of right now. I might add Storygraph here too, but Fable is what I'm testing out at the moment, which you can see here. I have my Bookly, Fable, Storygraph, Sheets, and Goodreads. I'm actually going to move this. So it looks like that. I haven't really used Bookly in quite some time, so I don't know if I want to continue using it. I've stopped my subscription quite a while ago and I don't miss it. So honestly, I think I'm actually going to delete this. Yeah, that's all I have in tracking. And then I have a bunch of stuff in reading, library apps, webtoons, a dictionary, Audible, which I have some stuff on, and then the Bible. And then I have GoodNotes down here, which I've not imported my journals into yet, but I will. And I think I will end up actually paying for this because I really like how this works so far. And I think just based on like how this will work and what my journals look like and what I'm hoping to do next year, this would be the right decision in terms of like my note-taking apps. And then I have Lightroom down here, Canva. I'll probably, like I said, move LumaFusion over and Procreate as well. But this is the entirety of my iPad.
So it has been about 3 weeks since I have gotten my iPad and I've been using it, and I have absolutely loved this. I brought it to my Hong Kong trip with me, which was nice because I didn't actually need a laptop. I mostly just used this for like a little bit of playing video games. These are the games that I play on my iPad, and I've been really enjoying it. It's just nice to have a bigger screen, especially when I play Good Pizza, Great Pizza, because it's just easier to like complete the orders on a bigger screen. I've also been using this to edit, so I am using LumaFusion, and the learning curve is definitely present. I am currently in the process of refining the edit for my last week of work, and it has just been nice to be able to edit on a device that doesn't crash or overheat, and I've just really been enjoying the process a lot. So there's that. I have slowly played around a little bit with Procreate for like thumbnails and a couple of little things, but honestly, I'm really bad at like art and drawing and stuff like that, so I haven't really been using it too much other than occasionally preemptively creating a couple of thumbnails. And the other big thing that I've really been enjoying is using GoodNotes, which I use it for my planner. So like I built a planner that is its own video, and I've been using this and it's actually been really nice so far. I've been having a lot of fun with digital planning, and I think that's something that I really enjoy about the iPad in general. I've also been watching like a lot of Netflix and YouTube on this. Sometimes if I'm doing stuff on my laptop, it's just easier to have my iPad on, and then I can just have like 3 screens going, which my boyfriend said makes me a little bit like my dad, because my dad likes to watch Netflix while being on his computer, watching a different video while watching another video on his phone. But like, I'm only watching one video. I just like having something on while I'm doing other work. I've been enjoying it a lot. The other thing that I really want to try that I haven't gotten to do yet is reading webtoons on here, just because it's a bigger screen. I'm going to pull up something that I read recently. I have mostly been reading webtoons on my phone, but like having a big screen just like this, I really enjoy. Now, you may have noticed that I do have a matte screen protector on, and this is the version, it's like the Paper-like, but it's the version that I can find here in Singapore. I actually don't find a huge difference between using this and just the screen being like its normal self. Like when I tried writing on the screen prior to this, I didn't really notice a big difference. I'm not sure if that's just because I didn't have as much of a learning curve with writing on the screen, but I may not replace this one after it wears out, honestly. I might just get a different screen protector and just use that. While the paper-like surface is really nice, I don't feel like it's entirely necessary for me to have good handwriting. My handwriting doesn't look great in the first place. It's more like chicken scratch, so I don't feel like it makes the largest difference, honestly.
But overall, I have been having just a very good time with my iPad. I'm so happy that I have it. It's made content easier already. I've been planning stuff. I have like content planned out for a month and a half. This is also just me being very excited about getting back into content. That's why like I have all of these ideas and I have this desire to go about it. But in general, I would say this is exactly kind of what I needed at this point in my life. And I'm really, once again, thankful so much to my parents for buying me the iPad for Christmas. It's such a good gift, and I will use this device so much. Like, I have not put it down basically since I got it. I don't really know how to wrap this up. I guess I will potentially be filming a little more iPad content in the future. I have 2 videos coming up about my digital planners, one for my personal planner and one for my reading planner. But that's it for my iPad video. This is a lot longer than it really needed to be, and I hope editing me cut down a lot. I'm very happy with my device, and I'm gonna go off and check stuff off my digital planner because I can do that now.